Well. I tried to. Oh, I gotta take these off. Well. I tried to tell y'all. I told y'all after Friday, when he ain't come back with an answer for Friday, 3 times this man gave Diddy hope, the judge. Oh my God, man. The judge came back and let me see. Diddy appeal for trial? Diddy appeal for new trial just got denied. Well. Uncle Mike tried to tell you. I tried to tell y'all. And then when he ain't come back, the judge didn't even say, he said, I'll make my decision in a minute or something like that. I don't know if he said a minute. He said, I'll be back with my decision. It never came back Friday. Meanwhile, people saying, Diddy's about to walk out that door. I said to myself, Lordy, let's pray. Dear Lord, help! These people don't know what they talking about. So. What we have here is a lack of communication. People not thinking. They're not thinking. All right. So over the weekend, I said he ain't even gonna give him an answer Monday. Let him sweat. That's what he's saying. I'm trying to tell y'all. Feel more like the truth now, don't it? They said Diddy was going home. People was fussing me out because you don't know what you talking about. Man, I'm saying you just want to see a black man go down. Well, I'm black. I want to see a guilty man go down. What's wrong with that? Right is right, wrong is wrong, period. Shout out to everybody who liked the song. Time to make a change. We are the people who can do it. That judge should run for president, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Oh, my gracious. We at Tisha Tells. Oh, man. Got to stand up, man. I got to stand up for this one, man. For the judge. This one for the judge right here because it's all in his hands now, man. Y'all feel me? I try to stand kind of low because the camera, I don't feel like adjusting the camera. Well. 6 years, between 6 and 11 is the number he gonna pick. I'm trying to tell y'all, boy, it's gonna be real ugly. Imagine the Fed said 11 years and he slammed that hammer down and say 15 years. Oh my God. Or 12 years or something over. I was in the bed. I was done for the day. I got up for y'all to let y'all know. Well. It's time for a change, man. So y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. We got to stand up for this one, man. Let's check this bad boy. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? Oh my God, sit down. Things just got real.
She said sit down.
Diddy's bid for a new trial, his last real shot at beating this, has been denied by Judge Aaron. And baby, we got the docs, but let me tell you, it wasn't just denied. Judge Aaron destroyed him. Baby, I know Diddy hate to see Judge Aaron coming. But on top of that, I guess those letters from Cassie, Capricorn Clark, Chef Jordan, Mia, and Deontay, and Cassie's mommy and daddy, I guess they worked in a new ruling that has sent Diddy's team reeling. Judge Aaron has flatly denied Diddy's bid for
Damn.
new trial and, of course, acquittal. Let's get into this, okay? Because there's so much to go over, but you guys, hold my hand when I say this. You never beat the house. You don't beat the house. And right now, nobody knows what Judge Aaron's going to do. Nobody knows. But I'm going to walk you through the clues he's given us into what way he's leaning and the way we think it's going to turn out. But baby, let me tell you, this was Diddy's last real chance to get out of any jail time. That 14 months they're trying to, oh my God. Okay, so let's get into it. Where do we start? First of all, let's talk about what this ruling means. The motions were Diddy's last hope to erase and redo the guilty verdict. That's very important. You know, his band of idiots, right? Theirs was their last hope to erase and redo the guilty verdict. He tried two things. One, he wanted a Rule 29 acquittal. He basically said, Judge, the jury got it wrong. There wasn't enough evidence. He also tried for a Rule 33, which is a new trial. And this was his argument. Even if there was evidence, the jury was too prejudiced, so I deserve a do-over. They were both.
That's what I was hoping for, a do-over. I was hoping that the judge would take him around the long way and then say no. Take the whole world around. Hey, you want a new trial? I'm giving you everything you can get. I'm giving you everything. Bring something to me to make me change my no into a yes. I was hoping for another trial. I was praying for it. Come on, Diddy, y'all got to come with something, man, because come with something with some honesty, because right now y'all so used to lying, y'all don't know how to tell the truth. Good God Almighty.
Which is a new trial. And this was his argument. Even if there was evidence, the jury was too prejudiced, so I deserve a do-over. They were both flatly denied. And get this, Judge Aaron didn't just say no. He wrote a long, detailed takedown. It's 16 pages, y'all. He basically said, 1, there is plenty of evidence that Diddy paid escorts for smecks across state lines. 2, Diddy's legal arguments about redefining prostitution were nonsense, which we all knew, but I'm glad he put his common sense to the paper and said, can you stop playing in our faces? I think that after that jury let Mark Agnifilio, Brian Stowe, Westmoreland, Xavier, don't get me wrong, they were all excellent attorneys, but what they did and the arguments they made were morally depraved. But that jury bought it hook, line, and sinker. Judge Aaron said, I'm not that jury. Please stop playing in my face. I know the law, right? And 3, Diddy argued the jury showed it could separate charges since, Judge Aaron was saying that the jury showed it could separate charges since it acquitted him on RICO and sex trafficking, but convicted on the Mann Act.
That's
so
separation.
The prejudice spillover wasn't a problem.
Nope.
And here's what everybody on Diddy's team is going crazy over. The tone matters. Judge Submarinian wrote like someone who wanted this verdict to stick on appeal. You know, Shapiro and Driscoll are going to be on the one. Those are Diddy's lawyers, are going to be on the 1s and 2s for appeals. They are good. They are sharp. In my opinion, they're all morally depraved. They are good and they are sharp. But you can tell Judge Aaron's like, and I saw you coming from the door. He was writing like a judge that wanted this verdict to stick on appeal. This is 16 pages. He covered every angle, citing history, dictionaries, case law. That signals a judge who wants no wiggle room later. Baby, he went into history, right? And dictionaries and case law. This was a lot. Listen, for sentencing, what does this mean? The pre-sentencing report, that's what the probation office gave 5 to 7 years, 3 months minimum. The prosecutor said they want a minimum 11 years, but they think it should go up to the maximum. Now, here's the thing. Judge Aaron already shown he's not sympathetic to Diddy. He made Diddy beg for courtroom clothing, denied bail conditions, and now issued a harsh written opinion. Let me just say, it wasn't without cause. The way that he's been telling Diddy to tighten up, it's not without cause. If anything, I actually feel like he was being super gracious to Diddy in the trial. And I feel like Diddy's lawyers ran with it.
Yeah.
Here's the translation. The risk of serious, real prison time is very high. Judges often split the difference between probation and prosecution recommendations, but this judge has signaled he leans to the tough end. A lot of legal experts are saying that 8 to 12 years range is a realistic speculation for Diddy's sentencing. Now,
I don't know what it is, man. I'm trying to tell people this. And we're going to find out. Wednesday? Tomorrow's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 3 days. 3 is my favorite number, by the way. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. I got this, me and God got this communication. And I can tell. I can't tell with everybody. But I can tell. Rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. When I first seen him play in high school, I just knew that he was going to be great. I just knew. Michael Jordan had it. My brother had it. Rest in peace. He committed suicide. It's just I can look at this judge and tell. I can look at Yana, and I can just see bullshit. I can just bullshit. I could just, it just drips off of this man. And then the girls, it's a little different because, Uncle Mike love all the girls. But I could just tell the bull on this head lawyer type thing. That's why that other lawyer quit. He got tired. He said, look, I don't need this. I got money. I don't need that I don't need that bull money. That's why he left, man. You got to stand on something. When you going to stand on something, bro? Uncle Mike standing on something, cousin. Let's continue. I can't wait to Friday, man. Woo, I can't sleep, young. I can't sleep. I can't wait. Either I'm going to be supersonic happy or I'm going to be one sad mother. Crushed. Y'all think when a president, this ain't got nothing to do with no president. This ain't got nothing to do with that. This right here stands on a lot. This trial stands on a whole lot. People coming forward, man. Let's continue. My bad.
To the tough end. A lot of legal experts are saying that 8 to 12 years range is a realistic speculation for Diddy's sentencing. Mm-hmm. Now, again, the funny thing is about this, the prosecution just dropped their memo today. I did a whole live about it. Please go check it out. But we have to look at the highlights, right? 1, Diddy's Hail Mary flopped. The judge denied both of his "I didn't do it" and his "give me a do-over" request. The judge literally defined, Diddy, what you did is prostitution 101. The judge flat out said, "Smex for money is prostitution, period." Stop trying to rewrite the dictionary. Now, this financial motive excuse when Diddy was like, well, I didn't get any money for it, so how can it be prostituting? Again, Diddy literally was simply arguing, I wasn't in it for the money. But Judge Aaron clapped back and said, congrats, you still paid escorts for smack. That's literally a definition of prostituting. And get this Diddy had a bilateral sex loophole. Diddy really tried to say, but I wasn't the one having sex with the escorts. It was just my girlfriends that I beat to a pulp until they pleased me. Judge Aaron clapped back and said, yeah, that's cute, but no, paying someone to sleep with your girlfriend still counts as prostituting. And that First Amendment spin that he was trying to make when he was basically like, I was making art, like corn. He literally tried to say he was making art. Judge Aaron basically said, sir, you weren't a film director. You were filming your own fetish. That's not free speech. That's a crime.
And what makes it so bad is All the things that Diddy is saying is you letting the judge know you in denial. You think what you did was right. If you would have admitted, they would have let him out on bail by now. You know what? Y'all right. What I did was wrong. I was under these drugs, and I'm willing to take my punishment. He would have had a better chance, man. He's still in denial because that letter that Cassie wrote, y'all need to check that out. Go look at that letter that Cassie wrote to that judge. And if you was the judge, you don't even need to know law. All you got to do is know him. All you got to do is know him. And I swear to you, you would not let him out on bail, man. He's a dangerous man. He playing a movie, y'all. A real life movie. That's what this man doing.
And let's not forget the spillover pity card that Diddy tried to play. He claimed the jury got confused by the racketeering trafficking evidence. The judge literally said, "That's funny. It's funny how the jury acquitted you on those charges, but still nailed you on the Mann Act. That's called discernment, not prejudice." And the final vibe check, and you know he left us with a good vibe. He says, this wasn't listen, let me just say this. This wasn't a gentle letdown. This was a slap down. One would even think it was a legal flamethrower. This opinion makes Diddy look like he wasted the court's time. This denial locks in the guilty verdict. Appeals are still possible, but appellate courts defer heavily to trial judges on sufficiency of evidence rulings. With prosecutors pushing 11 years and the probate report at 5 to 7 and a no-nonsense judge already on record rejecting every one of Diddy's arguments, the tea leaves point to some serious prison time and not the minimum, as all of Diddy's dozen crew of dummies have been spouting. You guys, again, this goes like a must-read quotables. Listen, get this. The judge responded on, I'm just going to pull out some memorable quotes. I'm going to go live about it probably tomorrow morning to get our juices flowing. But listen, the judge on Diddy suddenly changing his mind about what prostitution means. The judge literally said, Combs got it right the first time. The correct definition of prostitute in the Mann Act is sex in exchange for money or its equivalent, and that definition poses no constitutional problem. Translation, nice try, Diddy. You literally argued for this definition at trial, and you lost, and now you want a do-over? It's not happening. Because you don't remember in the beginning of the trial, Diddy's band of YouTube idiots that ain't getting any views and wannabe Twitter journalists that still ain't getting any money to get them out of living in that car. They've been arguing this, but they forgot to tell you he already argued this case and lost. On Diddy's excuse, I wasn't financially motivated. And this is to quote, whether Combs himself was financially motivated never enters the calculus. Ooh, ouch. That's basically Judge Aaron saying nobody cares about your wallet. You still trafficked people or brought people for smex.
Across state lines.
Diddy also, I wasn't the one sleeping with the escorts. The judge said, and I quote verbatim, that definition would narrow prostitution almost out of existence. And that's what I think Diddy was trying to do. He really thought he was doing a new world order where like Carisha Roulette, depravity, what's prostitution, what's rugs, let's get out and party, baby, stop it. You ain't got enough money for this. Basically, the judge rolled his eyes. Literally said, if we bought your logic, even brothels wouldn't count as prostitution. Can you stop it? And let's not forget his famous quote when Diddy was filming art protected by the First Amendment. The judge said, at some point, it must certainly be true that otherwise illegal conduct is not made legal by filming it.
Damn.
And get this, on why this case wasn't vague or confusing, and I quote Judge Aaron, paying an escort to have smex with somebody is exactly the kind of activity that a person of ordinary intelligence would have fair notice is meant by prostitution. I repeat, he said, It is exactly the kind of activity that a person of ordinary intelligence would have fair notice is prostitution. He basically used to say, Diddy, even a kid on the corner knows what you're doing is prostitution. Don't act brand new. Anyway, and the last thing about the jury being prejudiced, and I quote, it weighs heavily that the jury declined to convict him on any of the counts related to the conduct.
Damn, she
Had
fine.
the prejudice indeed been so great, one would expect.
Why in the world would you? She is. Oh my God, man. She is so fine. I'm sorry, y'all. Gosh, she fine, man. She's a fine woman. Good God Almighty. Why would you want other men to sleep with your girl, man? Oh my God, I cannot get that. If I'm living in a different world, that's my woman. Soon to be wife. I don't want no. Oh, man, come on, man. That's weird.
He
That's
basically
weird.
used to say, Diddy, even a kid on the corner knows what you're doing is prostitution. Don't act brand new.
This girl is fine.
Anyway, and the last thing about the jury being prejudiced, and I quote, it weighs heavily that the jury declined to convict him on any of the counts related to the conduct. Had the prejudice indeed been so great, one would expect a jury to convict on the most relevant counts before it could spill over and infect the others. Basically saying, Diddy, shut up. The jury literally acquitted you on the big charges. They weren't biased. They just thought you were guilty on these ones. Baby, the judge wasn't just ruling here. He was shading Diddy's disrespect to the court line by line. Judge Aaron clerked for Supreme Court Justice. He is the youngest federal judge. The fact that they bought in these half-baked, I think, intellectual, disingenuous arguments in front of the court, I think it was disrespectful. Listen, again, Judge Aaron basically just said, stop playing in my courtroom. Oh, yo, what do y'all think? This was a scathing opinion. Scathing. It's just, we love to see it. Hey, let me tell y'all something. For all the people saying,
nope, don't
we
do
didn't know
it.
what was going on. And by we, I mean us. For all the people saying, Diddy gonna walk, you gonna feel real stupid. Let me just say something. Things are looking up.
There you go.
And we love to see it because thank God Judge Aaron appears to be moving us closer to a world where people recognize that violence is domestic violence and domestic violence is violence. You know Diddy is having a meltdown. Thoughts and prayers to the rats and roaches in Diddy's jail cell. Oh, I know he making them do double time free calls. Oh, God. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Well. Justice is about to be served. Oh, my goodness, man. New trial or actual denied. Oh, my gracious. They're going up quick, y'all. They're going up quick.
Diddy has just been denied his request for an acquittal or a new trial, and that means his sentencing hearing is moving forward on this Friday, October 3rd. The judge just now filed his opinion and order saying that for the following reason, both motions for an acquittal or a new trial are denied. He lists the reasons why, and it starts off with Diddy's proposed definition of prosta is wrong. Holmes argues that prosta is properly defined and has two elements that are absent from his case. First, the defendant must have a financial motive, and second, the exchange of money for physical relations must be bilateral. Whoever pays for the relations must engage in it. Those were Diddy's arguments. He was saying that if you don't pay for physical relations, then it's not prosta, and if you're the one watching it, then it's also not prosta.
Oh my God. So you mean to tell me if I do the prosta and I had a son and I'm paying for it for my son? Come on, man. And what makes it so bad is Diddy didn't even pay for it. That's when they first started this trial. He was saying he didn't pay. Cassie paid him. Y'all remember that, right? Cassie paid the workers, the SMEX workers. Isn't that how they say it? I got a hard time even keeping my English together, and y'all gonna throw these extra words in here like pig Latin. I used to hate people who used to talk that pig Latin. Come on, Diddy. God, dog. I don't understand these people. See, I know law a little bit. I studied law just a little bit while I was in college. And I was a little intrigued in it. I worked for a law firm, and I was intrigued in it, and they was going to pay for me to go to college, but I had to take the beginning classes and, math, English, and stuff like that. That shit was expensive. I said, hell no, I'm done. Anyway. Well, wonder what they saying now. It's like a football team or something, man. We just win the championship. We going to the playoff.
Engage in it. Those were Diddy's arguments. He was saying that if you don't pay for physical relations, then it's not prosta. And if you're the one watching it, then...
Well, if I rob a bank, but I don't steal the money, I'm going to give it away. I shouldn't go to jail, right? Oh, come on, man.
And it's also not prosta. Combs first argues that prosta and the Mann Act requires that the defendant have a financial motive. There is nothing in the text of the statute to support this requirement, and it doesn't make sense in this context. Combs wasn't convicted of prosta, but rather transporting others for prosta. Combs seems to be conflicting two things: the definition of prosta and the motive of the defendant who transports somebody for prosta. The statute requires only intent that the transported person engage in prosta, which means it doesn't mean that you are engaging in it. It means you are transporting either Cassie or Jane or these male workers for prosta. A bilateral exchange of money for physical relations is not required. Combs also argues that prosta is strictly bilateral transaction. One party pays another for physical relations, then those same two parties have the physical relation. He said that definition would narrow prosta out of existence. Would exclude any situation in which a person pays for physical relations to a third party, like a brothel, to have physical relations with an employee. Saying, based off the statutes of the laws, Diddy's arguments just didn't make sense. Combs also argued that because he is an amateur adult film producer and consumer, his conviction violates his First Amendment rights. And the judge said this argument fails for two reasons. First, Combs' conduct is not protected by the First Amendment. Legal activity cannot be laundered in constitutionally protected activity just to be desired to watch it. Combs' conduct goes far beyond that point. Evidence at trial shows when Combs filmed, he typically didn't give notice ahead of time or ask for consent, as a film producer would. He also pleasured himself to these films, suggesting that the purpose was his immediate gratification. Diddy also tried to argue that he should get a new trial under Rule 33 because his...
That's the money right there. That's the financial gain. Well, not the financial gain. That's the gain. Whether it be money or pleasure or to get somebody off the hook, I'm doing this for, there's a reason why he's doing it. It's a gain.
Also pleasured himself to these films, suggesting that the purpose was his immediate gratification. Diddy also tried to argue that he should get a new trial under Rule 33 because his RICO and trafficking charges shouldn't have been joined together with the Mann Act counts. Diddy was trying to say that the evidence on the RICO and trafficking charges prejudiced him on the Mann Act counts. The judge is saying, you were acquitted on the RICO and trafficking counts. So your claim is that the jury was prejudiced against you because of the evidence of racketeering and trafficking, but they didn't find you guilty on those counts. As described earlier, the government at trial presented an overwhelming amount of evidence of Combs' guilt under the Mann Act on many occasions with respect to both Cassie Ventura and Jane. That evidence consisted of testimony from Ventura and Jane, testimony from escorts involved, and also evidence from text messages and emails. The government has proved its case many times over. That by itself might be enough to dispose of Combs' challenge. He concedes that under the second factor, if the inflammatory evidence would have been admissible anyway on a separate trial for the remaining counts, then his claim of spillover prejudice likely fails. Weighs heavily that the jury declined to convict him on any of those counts related to that conduct, And had prejudice indeed been so great, one would expect a jury to convict on the most relevant counts. And for that reason, a new trial is not warranted. So for all those reasons that Diddy listed trying to get an acquittal or a new trial, he has just been denied. So that means the sentencing hearing is still on for this Friday, October 3rd.
It's
you guys
on
already
like
know,
popcorn.
I'll see y'all there. We know the prosecution is asking for an 11-year sentence. Diddy is wanting 14 months, but the probation department is asking anywhere from 70 to 80 months. And usually the judge does fall in the guidelines of what the probation department asks for. It should be interesting to watch this play out and see exactly what's going to happen. But y'all let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
Well. I always wanted to say that. Well, there you have it, folks. Jesus. I don't know what to say, man. The jury knew and they understood. That's why they found him guilty. You think the jury was trying to get him off for all kinds of stuff? They was late. They waiting for something to slip up. Oh my gracious, man. They almost had him, man. I think they almost had, on the most serious charge, I think that we thought that one person was not acting right. But that one person could have been saying he's guilty of it. And everybody else was saying he's not guilty of it. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, y'all. Let me sit down, man. I'm tired of standing up. I'm standing up. I'm standing up for everybody who suffered. I'm standing because this is very important, man. I'm trying to tell y'all this is very, very important. And I'm sorry that it's coming from me. But y'all got to understand that this is a mark. This is like a big old scar on the mark of the beast. The beast. All this negativity, man. People like, dang, you better stop doing this, because all you got to do is get the right people to start coming forward, get the right judge, and next thing you know, you shorter than a midget on his knees, baby. That jury found you guilty on 2 counts, man. I mean, they looked at the stuff and they looked at the law and they said, well, the law says this and he did that. He guilty. See, you got to take yourself out of the picture and you got to look at, what does the law say? The law says when you play a game, Monopoly, when you go past go, you collect $200. That's how the game works, right? You go past go, man, you owe me $400, man. Like, where did that come from? You know what I'm saying? You got to stick to the rules of the land. And the rules state that, now there's a lot of things I don't know about that he talking about some this, that, and the third, or whatever the case may be. But I knew that judge. I kept saying, dude, that judge ain't taking no shorts unless it's coming from a midget. Hey, I'm standing up, man, for everybody who was afraid, like Cassie and other people that are saying that now the Cassie case that went forward, that somebody else's case is going forward. Everybody who been hurt and think nobody hears you. Uncle Mike hears you. You know what I'm saying? And big homie CC, I think he left the country. I don't know if he back. He said he wasn't never coming back. But you best believe, baby, don't let me find out something happened. I'm glad. That's what I'm not going up there, man. I ain't going up there to the trial, man. I got more important things to do. And I'm just gonna wait till the news come down. I ain't going up there, man. I done got that out of my head now. I feel better. I couldn't sleep. It's 12 midnight, y'all. Exactly 12 midnight. So I'm gonna get on up out of here, man. Y'all, hey, God dang, I cannot believe this. Denied on both. He ain't even looking at this thing like that for real, for real. He more concerned about the sentencing, which they still did not do right. Diddy judges, man, his lawyers, Diddy's lawyers did not do They didn't follow instructions again. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Oh, Diddy, I swear to goodness, baby, you've been doing wrong so long, you don't even know how to do right. You haven't even taught your kids how to do right. Shame on you. The twins getting kicked off the ride because they won't get off the cell phone. Y'all just can't get right. None of y'all can get right, man. All the kids, the oldest son, I don't hear too much about. And the oldest daughter, I don't hear too much about. But all the other ones, oh my God. Twins act like they can't do nothing by themselves. They had to write a letter together. Huh? That's not cute. You know, they dress alike, they do everything alike. Now you're writing a letter on behalf of your dad. The judge would like to hear what you got to say and what the twin got to say. Not y'all right together. Oh my God, man. Y'all, oh my God. They think this whole thing is they've been taught that the world that they live in is a big old fairy tale. Their whole life is like Walt Disney, man. They was born with a silver spoon in their mouth. That's a problem, man. Especially when you have a father like Diddy. I'm gonna get on up out of here, man. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell him Uncle Mike told you so. Well. Peace out.